immune system to go after the cancers. However, some people don't respond. In fact, really, most people don't respond. Only about 20% of the people have a good response, a curative response to immune therapy, maybe even less than 20%. And we don't know why. Well, at this meeting, there was this embargoed presentation because it was about to be published in the journal Science, which you cited earlier. And it turns out that they looked at 200 patients with various cancers that were treated with immune therapy, and they divided them into the people who responded well to immune therapy, meaning their cancers got smaller and some of them got cured, versus people that actually didn't respond, meaning that the drug didn't work, the cancer didn't respond, the immune system was kind of a dud in that case, and they didn't do well, and most of them died. So life, death, respond, non-responder, and we don't know the difference. Well, they hacked into the stool and found that one of the big differences, maybe one of the only differences, was whether or not there was one bacteria that stood out as being present in the responders and absent in the non-responders. That's like a profound thing, that one bacteria could actually be kind of not a smoking gun, but in this case, kind of like a brilliant ray of light. You need this bacteria. It's called Akkermansia muciniphila. It's a bacteria that was only discovered in the 1990s, so it's not, the old microbiologists going back into the 1800s didn't know about this. This is called Akkermansia. It grows in the gut. It loves to live in the mucus lining that we naturally have in our gut. And by the way, it is easily killed by antibiotics. Okay, cancer patients are getting antibiotics all the time. And you cannot eat a probiotic that will grow this bacteria back right now. There's no Akkermansia probiotic. The only way you can actually grow it back, and I write about this in my book, is pomegranate juice has been shown to grow it, help the gut grow it because it helps to restore the mucus lining. Cranberries seem to do it as well.
Is it the mannose? Is it the sugars in there, or is it the polyphenols? I mean, I use pomegranate polyphenols.
Yeah, we think it's the polyphenols, actually.
Yeah, they're in my polyphenomenal formula because there's all kinds of reasons to take pomegranate polyphenols, right? But the sugar in there is a bit... it's just super sweet.
Well, so that's what we need to know, is figuring out what is the mechanism within the pomegranate, for example, because we can actually regrow that gut lining and have that healthy gut bacteria grow back. I mean, that could make the difference between life and death. So here's another way, this type of research that shows that the microbiome activated by polyphenols could actually help to activate the immune system in such a way that if you are facing the precipice of death and getting an immune therapy, it could make the difference between whether you make it or not.
I love it, and it's really cutting edge that you mentioned that in your book. The only other guy who's on top of that is Dr. Gundry. Also mentions the same species as just being so important, and it's why polyphenols in general are really important. They're a big part of my Headstrong recommendations, even more so than Bulletproof Diet. And we know now broad spectrum is important. So getting lots of different ones, like I said, green tea is a great source, chocolate. Of course, you and I both know what my favorite one would be, which would be coffee. But there's, every vegetable, every weird thing that grows that doesn't make you have GI disturbances probably has polyphenols you wanted.
Right. Well, coffee.
You did, however, very successfully dodge naming a number. So 104 was your floor, Dr. Lee.
Well, I would say if 104 is my floor, I would, at this time, that we're recording this, I would give maybe 120. I would say
120. All right.
That'd
So
be
you're going to get some advantage over